Hey JB, thanks for joining us today for your Salesforce journey channel. And I'll like to start with your introduction. So JB is a marketing champion, Golden Hoodie Recipient, a marketing cloud consultant. She is also the leader at a B2C user group and also founder of MC Learning Champs, and also runs her YouTube channel Trailblazing Together. And I have personally been following your YouTube channel as well from some time. So a great content there.
Thanks for the great introduction, Sanjeet. I'm happy to meet you and happy to be here.
Yeah, finally we are able to make it. Really excited about that. So we can start with some basics about how you started. I know it has been a long journey, but how did you start into IT? Then how did you meet Salesforce, Marketing Cloud, and and henceforth? So how did you got into it?
So my first job was a campus recruitment. I was studying in Andhra University, and I was the first one to be hired from the campus interviews. So from that's how my journey started with the IT. Oh, it's been like it's going to be 19 years this year. So I can't believe it's going to be soon 20 years. So that's all fresh in my memories. How I attended the first interviews, the technical, clearing the HR rounds, and then finally going to the final rounds. I still remember each and every step. So yeah, I can't believe it's just 19 years. So that's how it started. So at the beginning itself, after the training, we did some project on .NET and JavaScript, a couple of projects, and then there was an opportunity to work in the configuration and release management. So I wanted to be something different, not like a regular development. So I inquired about what the future is, what the responsibilities and roles for the configuration manager would be. And then I thought it is something that would be of interest to me. So I made the switch, no regrets. After a couple of years, that gave me a lot of opportunities to learn, and also not just the technical skills, but also the management skills, the risk management, the conflict resolution, so many things, because I used to be on the production call support. So during the early years of my career itself, I was exposed to some challenging stuff, I should say. It was hard at that time, but right now when I recall everything, I feel that whatever happened, it gave me an opportunity to grow. So I learned a lot of skills apart from the technical skills, and then after a couple of years, I worked on different tools like the ClearCase and Jira administration. More part was on the administration side. Though my earlier years were into the development, but later I switched to configuration management, and then it's all more of admin. And there was some little bit of development with the scripting languages, the Perl scripts, the shell scripting, and so on. So not much into the in-depth development. So later on, there was an opportunity, not actually an opportunity. There was a center of excellence team in the company, and they were exploring some integration with the Jira. That's the Salesforce integration they wanted to help. So I was volunteering for that.
And which year is this?
Year 2012, I think.
Oh,
yeah, 2012.
Okay. Almost a decade ago, right?
Yeah, so that's how I came to know about Salesforce. So I helped and I learned Salesforce while I was helping on that. Later, there was an opportunity to work as an admin. That's how I slowly transitioned into Salesforce and worked on multiple cloud, Service Cloud, and few other CPQ projects. At that time, it was Steelbrick CPQ.
Steelbricks,
so, yeah. So, and then there was this project for the Marketing Cloud. That's how I entered in the Marketing Cloud world. And then it's all a history now. So I liked Marketing Cloud so much, and I felt the future is in the Marketing Cloud. So I switched.
No, definitely. I think it is booming.
Yeah. So the next projects are all in the Marketing Cloud, and it's my home now.
Oh, great. No, I see you, talking a lot on Marketing Cloud, on various events, and also on your YouTube channel and stuff like that. So it is really amazing. I'm also starting to learn Marketing Cloud. We have delivered a couple of projects, but never got a, in-depth knowledge of that and scenario. So really excited to learn that. And I think from last couple of years, Marketing Cloud has boomed a lot. Commerce Cloud, Marketing Cloud are at the new things, right? So
Right.
it has
It's much in
great,
demand, and the resources are hard to find.
yeah,
So
really hard to find.
it's
Good
very,
resources, I would say,
yeah,
are really hard to find. Yeah. Yeah.
definitely, yes.
So what would you recommend, somebody like myself and a lot of others who are probably trying to get into this space and just learning, their stuff out? What should be the steps? And I know you also run boot camps and stuff like that. So can you throw some light on that? And your YouTube channel, how did your YouTube channel came into journey, giving back to the society and stuff like that? So what was the
That
reason
that
behind it? And
Yeah, that was a great question, Sanjeet. I also wanted to share a couple of things to whoever is listening. Like if they want to learn Marketing Cloud, get started with that. Maybe as a career switch or a fresher who is starting to explore. So I would say from the times when I compare the old times when I started learning Marketing Cloud, the resources were very less, and I could find only few Salesforce webinars and few community resources. But now people like me and many other experts, they are conducting many sessions to share their knowledge and also to help the beginners learn. And I bet anyone whom somebody approaches, they're willing, more than willing to help, to share their suggestions and guidance. So there are ton of resources, only that one needs to find where to start. So there are a few blogs written by the experts. So it may be overwhelming if you look at all the wealth of resources, but I would say Trailhead is the best first option to start with. So once we have a understanding of what a tool is and the basic understanding, then I would suggest to go and attend the community resources. All the resources these days, are recorded and shared on the respective YouTube channels. So there is a wealth of information. And one of the challenge with the Marketing Cloud is that we do not have the demo orgs. So just like the way we have the Salesforce Developer Edition org access. Yeah. So while we work on the Trailhead modules, we can go and work on the Developer Edition. But then with the Marketing Cloud, there is no provision available as of now. But there are some ways. So by looking at the YouTube videos, one can get an idea of how the UI looks like. And there are few bootcamps run by the Salesforce. If you look at the Trailblazer virtual bootcamp,
Salesforce days and all.
Yeah, Salesforce days, I think it's for the partners, but for the general public, if they want to, anybody who is not a partner, if they want to learn, there is some Trailblazer virtual bootcamps happening. So they have this Marketing Cloud introduction course that is for $250, and last year they offered it at a discounted price just for $75. That came with a hands-on org. I don't know how long that was made available, but I think it was at least for 1 month. So the person attending the bootcamp, they have the access to the hands-on org. They can try out the things, and they can explore more features in the Marketing Cloud. That's one way. And there are other bootcamps also offered. If somebody is looking for the hands-on demo org, Sakante and few other super moms, they conduct the trainings, and they may be giving, I don't know, but they may be giving the hands-on org. That's what I think. So that's the way to get the hands-on org. So those are different ways if somebody is capable of investing money. If they're not capable of investing money, I would suggest start with the Trailhead and look at the recordings, and then follow the recordings, how the UI looks like.
But the main problem is, so I'll tell you my journey. Last year I thought, okay, now I'm very curious to learn new things. So I have done sales surveys and pretty much these kind of things. So I was very curious to understand marketing. It was a new space, right? The UI looks very different. It is not the standard Salesforce side of things. So I went through a couple of channels like ApexRs and I went through some blogs, understood. So okay, at that point in time I used to understand, and then two weeks down the line when you revise it, I was like, okay, where this button was and stuff like that, right? So I was lucky enough because since we are partners with Salesforce, so I was able to get a Marketing Cloud org. I requested them for that. So that was very helpful, but it is really hard, to learn without it. I would request Salesforce also to provide some kind of, org, or at least some, maybe for CPQ also initially they did, like for only 1 month they used to provide your org, right? CPQ org for 1 month. So something like that would, I think, add value, because it is really hard to memorize.
That's definitely true, because once we have the hands-on, we put it into practice, we can remember better, but with just looking at the things and then exploring
It is very
on the
tough.
lighter, on the surface, it's very tough. And also, Marketing Cloud is a completely different tool. It was
Yeah,
acquired, so it's not an integrated cloud within
yeah,
the
I know.
Salesforce.
Yeah.
By working on the Sales Cloud and the Service Cloud and other clouds, we think that Marketing Cloud is just another cloud, but then it's a completely different tool. And
Yeah.
a few years ago, the UI also used to be look a lot different than the Salesforce UI.
Definitely.
So there's been changes to the setup part of the Marketing Cloud and a few other areas of the Marketing Cloud to look similar to the Salesforce. So it was a lot different a few years ago. So it's slowly transitioning to look a bit like Salesforce.
Yeah, still I think it is a lot different when you look, but yeah, closer to the standard Salesforce screens.
Yeah.
Great. So okay, perfect.
And also
So I
Marketing Cloud comes,
you can
Marketing Cloud
continue.
comes, yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Marketing
no.
Cloud comes with a lot of studios and builders. So those are all acquired individually and brought together under the same umbrella. So even though we think we see that Marketing Cloud Advertisement Studio or some of the studios that we work on, they may be part of the Marketing Cloud, or they may be some other extra tools which we have to access it separately. So that could be a different tool, or that could be a different studio looking different. The way we work with that, it's completely different, and we have to learn everything, every part of it.
Yeah, no, definitely it is different, but yeah, it is. I think it is very exciting, and understanding the architecture, how it is integrated, and you can easily integrate. It is very seamless integration between Salesforce and Marketing Cloud now, so you can just plug and play, right? So it is
Mm-hmm.
really amazing to see templates coming up, and you have so much stuff out there. It is really overwhelming at times. Great.
Correct.
So,
Yeah. No, but
yeah, you
please
can
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you were saying something. You
Yeah.
can continue.
Between Salesforce, I mean, let's say Sales Cloud and Service Cloud and Marketing Cloud, we can do some configuration and establish the connection.
Yeah.
We say it MC Connect. So there is also a limitation of what data can be accessed within the Marketing Cloud, and from the what Marketing Cloud data can be accessed from the Sales
From the
Cloud as well.
Salesforce.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there are some limitations, and there is also another tool like the distributed marketing, wherein from the Sales Cloud itself, a sales representative or any other person who have limited access to the Marketing Cloud, they can make some configuration updates to the emails, or they can send out the emails from the Sales Cloud. So that facility is also there from the Sales Cloud.
Yes. Right. No, definitely. And yeah, talking about Dreamforce, right? You were a speaker at Dreamforce. So how was the experience like, and how did that happen? And were there goosebumps? How was it like?
So that was during the COVID lockdown, and
Yeah.
if it was live, I could have been more tensed and nervous. It was all virtual, so at that time it was pre-recorded. So I was a bit relieved. Um, but fortunately, that's with Wala Afshar. It would be anybody's dream to meet him or to
To,
talk to him. And I was so honored to be on the panel along with all other experts, and Wala was the moderator for that. So I was so honored to be on that, and sharing my views, my experiences, and my contributions. It has been so wonderful. That's the best of the moments that I had during the Dreamforce sessions.
no, I know it is really, exciting, as well as it takes a lot of courage and a lot of hard work behind that to reach there. Right? Dreamforce is a big platform. I think one of the biggest platforms
Yeah,
for people in
and
Salesforce.
I remember in 2019. Yeah, and I remember in 2019, I think that was in, and then the next 2 years it was virtual, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So 2019 was something which I attended, and then I was super busy. I was helping out, and then I was leading 5 sessions, live sessions. So that's with the audience, and then helping with the technical questions. I was a lightning champion at that time. So I took some lightning sessions and also I was helping the other speakers with the facilitation and the setting up, the configuration and all these things. So it was super busy. I couldn't attend any of the sessions. I was just shuttling between different locations, because one session is in one location, another session is in the other location. I had to hurry up to reach the other location before the session starts. So it was super busy. I couldn't feel that I really attended and enjoyed the sessions at the Dreamforce at that time.
Sometimes you're so occupied that you miss on certain settings, but that is, again, exciting, right? To be part of the volunteer team.
Right. But then there was some champions dinner, champions breakfast, and the user group leaders as well. There was some event that happened. So it was really great to be there in person and then network with all the fellow leaders and the champions, and also with the leaders in the industry. It is a wonderful opportunity.
Wonderful, yeah. No, I think networking is great on these events, so you get a chance to meet a lot of folks, understand and get a lot of insights on how they operate and stuff like that. So, by the way, I have this question. I also juggle between this a lot, but how do you maintain, you have your work, right? You need to focus on that. You have your YouTube channel, you have a blog to run and stuff like that. You are also meeting with us, right? So how do you manage the time, and how is the journey like? You might have a family, right? So you need to take care of them. So how do you try and maintain the balance?
So I know it's a bit tough to manage. I do have two little kids. Two boys, 8 and 9, so they need my attention as well. So it's hard to manage at time, but life feels full only if I'm able to contribute and also help the people who are looking for help.
Yeah, I know it is really hard for me as well, because juggling during the day with office stuff, managing the team, setting the expectations right and stuff like that. Then I have also recently started these sessions, and then I am also planning to start a YouTube channel, so that is also in process. So really, it is kind of occupied, keeps me occupied at times, over the weekends as well sometimes. But yeah, it is all for the passion.
I would say it takes a lot of time and effort and definitely one needs a passion and love while working on these things, because anybody who is attending the sessions, they might simply think that it's just organizing the session, getting a speaker and organizing a session, but it's not just that. So if I am approaching a person to be a speaker, I do a lot of research, or I do a lot of discussion about the topic and the content, and a lot of things happen behind the scenes. So it takes a lot of effort, pre-event and post-event, and while the event, moderating the event. So it takes a lot of time, but then it's the love and the passion that makes it happen. Makes it happen,
yeah, definitely. Because before I started, I also used to think it is not a big deal, right? You just sit in front of the camera, speak, right, share your knowledge, and that's it. But you need to prepare, right? So today I was recording a session on record types, and this is something we use daily. Still, I had to revise, so that I had to miss out on some point, because when you're working, it is like, okay, you have those things in mind, small things you have in mind, right? But when you are kind of recording, you need to make sure you don't miss out on certain points and stuff like that. So I spent like literally 30 minutes revising record types. I have not done it in ages.
Trust me. Trust me. I have my own experiences with self-recording. If it is a user group meeting or some session which is scheduled, so I go and talk. So the way I talk or the words I use, it's all instant, so I don't prepare. But when I sit down and do a recording, it's like I go back and look and I delete it, thinking, oh, this is not the way. So that's the main reason I couldn't do any videos, self-recorded videos, I would say. It's been like 2019, I took the resolution that I have to post more content on the marketing cloud. But then when I started recording, I feel like, no, this is not right. I have to do it again. And then the next time it didn't happen. So I sit down, do it again, but then I don't like. So it just kept postponing. If it is a live session, it's like one-on-one or any other session, I can just sit down and talk. even if I say wrong or anything, I can go back and I don't have the option to do that. So it just happens. So
Yeah, this happens.
that's also one thing which I suggest to any beginners who are hesitant to take their first step or their advancement in their careers. So don't hesitate. The first version is never perfect. So we get perfect along the way. So if I go back and look at myself 2 years or 3 years ago, I'm not the same person, because every day I'm also
Every day is
improving
changing.
myself. So don't worry. That's what I say. So don't try to be perfect the first time. Just keep going, and then one day you will be there.
Definitely. No, so I have cracked it now. When you record, right? So consider it that it is a live session. Just record it once and leave it, right? So I don't revisit it now. I have come up with otherwise I used to spend like 3-4 hours recording a 20 minutes video. That makes no sense. So I have now stopped reviewing it.
Yeah, I have heard the similar thing with other experts also, who are actively doing their recordings and sharing. For 10-minute video or 15-minute video, they have to spend 10 hours to prepare or to make sure to edit and so many things. So it takes a lot of effort, actually.
Definitely. So I also had another question. Some lot of newbies are entering the ecosystem, right? Lots and lots of newbies are entering the ecosystem now. So can they directly enter the marketing cloud space, or they should first navigate through the other clouds, understand the ecosystem, and then go to marketing cloud, or that is totally a different setup? You can just go directly and be a marketing champion.
Marketing Cloud is a complete different tool. It's only that it's integrated with the Salesforce, and then some terminology or similar, and also when we integrate it with the Marketing Cloud, with the Sales Cloud or the Service Cloud, that's when we need to know about the different objects or the relationships or the reports that we do in Sales Cloud, the permissions, access permissions, and all these things we need to know. If somebody is starting with the Marketing Cloud, they don't need to have a background of the Sales Cloud or any other clouds. They can just get started, and along the way, they can get to know about, learn about the key concepts in the Sales Cloud or the Service Cloud. So when they're learning about the lead object or the contact object in the Marketing Cloud, so that's when they need to have a basic understanding. So they can just get started with or admin trail in the trailhead, and then get to know about the basic terminology and what the contact object and what is the difference between lead object. So some basic knowledge is required. So if somebody is coming directly from another background, so it doesn't stop. So they can first get started with the Marketing Cloud and then learn a little bit of Salesforce.
Great. Thanks for answering that. And what is your take on certifications? I asked this to everybody. Everybody has their own set of answers, but what is your take on how important are certifications? How important is certification without knowledge? So those are the two set of questions.
So yeah, I would say 100% experience counts. So there is no replacement or substitute for the experience, because with experience we have implemented and we know what works and we know what doesn't work. But you might have seen me conducting some boot camps to help test takers clear their certifications. Like those were just intended for the attendees to learn the ins and outs of the Marketing Cloud, not to clear the certifications blindly, but to learn in-depth concepts and to it's like I would say the byproduct would be clearing the certification, but the main purpose is to learn the main concepts and what is required, what is not required. And I also see certifications as a way for a structured learning. So if I have been working in the Marketing Cloud for some time, but I might not have got an opportunity to work on specific AMP functions or the APIs. So if I were to take the developer certification, Marketing Cloud developer, so I would know what are all the topics that are covered, and then I would get an opportunity to learn something which I haven't had a hands-on. It doesn't mean that I'm not experienced, or it doesn't mean that I don't know Marketing Cloud at all, but not everybody has that opportunity to work on all the studios, all the builders and all the features. So I would say it's an opportunity to learn something which we haven't got an opportunity to work on. And also I see that setting a goal is something which motivates us to learn. If somebody is simply coming and trying to learn something, it's all random. Like if so they may dedicate time or may not dedicate time. But if they set some goal, like this month they want to clear the certification, it's then they make a schedule. They try to focus some time every day. So I see that as a structured learning. And also, if somebody wants to become an admin, if they learn all the follow the exam guide and follow all the topics and learn all the topics in them, so they will be equipped with all the things they need to know when they're getting started with a new job as an admin or a developer. So they are being proactive and learning everything beforehand. That's how I see taking certifications. That's how I recommend people to. That's why I recommend people to take the certifications. But definitely, they're not. They cannot be a substitute to the experience. So this is like an extra extra
validation of your
amp up our
experience, right?
skills.
Yeah, something like a validation, right? Great. Perfect. So I would like to, probably end this by asking you what would you like to say, to somebody who is probably a less than a year experience, and or maybe somebody who is experienced in Salesforce and wants to enter into Marketing Cloud. So what are your thoughts, and since you have like 2 decades of experience nearly, so what are your tips and tricks for a growth path here?
So when somebody wants to get started, I would say Trailhead is the best resource. And in the Salesforce world, we have seen many people switching their careers, maybe the nurses or the veterans or teachers. They switch their careers to the Sales Cloud and as an admin, or then they transition to the BA or the developer. The same way with the Marketing Cloud. I think anybody can start their career with the Marketing Cloud. I have many people approach me who are in the digital marketing background. They were working as a digital marketing consultants, and then they wanted to switch up. So they have some background in the marketing world. So that helps them to understand easily the concepts in the Marketing Cloud. So there is no barrier as such. And also, if somebody there is an option, just like in the Salesforce, they want to be an admin or a developer in the Marketing Cloud as well. If they don't want to be a developer, they don't like coding much, so they can be on the configuration side. They can be a BA or solution architect or an admin. If they are interested in the coding, they can fiddle with. They can try with the development, and they can work with the APIs and all this stuff.
Great. Thanks for taking out time. I know it is a bit late as well, and you are in the middle of work, but yeah, thanks for taking out time and joining us for this wonderful session.
Thanks a lot, Sanjeet. It was nice talking to you.
Likewise.